Very good morning, dear students. In last videos we have seen about what is mole and explaining a definition of mole in different types of terms. Now I am going to explain about another important topic of this chapter, that is mole concepts for ionic compounds. Okay, here you may get it out. What are ionic compounds? Ionic compounds are the compounds which are containing charges, that is negative and positive. Whatever the compound is containing two opposite charges such as negative and positive, those are known as ionic compounds. So for such type of ionic compounds, now we want to explain mole concept. Okay, about that mole concept now we'll see. Okay, mole concept for ionic compounds. A mole of a ionic compound is defined as mole of the ionic compound is defined as the amount of the substance. Okay, the amount of the substance which has mass equals to the gram formula mass. Okay, which has the mass equals to the gram formula mass, or which contains Avogadro number of formula units. Which contains the Avogadro number of formula units, that is known as mole concept. Okay, mole concept is completely related to ionic compounds. So it may be defined as the amount of the substance which has mass equal to the gram formula mass, or which has the mass which contains Avogadro number of the formula units, that is known as mole concept for the ionic compound. So if you see example, you will come to know clearly. Okay, see the first example, that is 1 mole of NaCl. How to define mole of NaCl? Here the compound is nothing but NaCl. For that NaCl, now we are defining 1 mole. 1 mole of NaCl is always equals to its gram, okay, which has the gram formula mass. Okay, now here we have taken gram formula mass. So 1 mole of NaCl is always equals to 58.5 gram of NaCl. This is the gram formula mass. It always equals to, okay, mass of 1 mole of NaCl is always equals to this gram formula mass, that is 58.5 gram of NaCl. So this is a constant value. Okay, now we cannot derive. It is already given value. So calculated value for different types of molecules that we need to know. Understand? Now another way also we can define. It may also explains that which contains the Avogadro number of formula units. Okay, sometimes it may also equals to the Avogadro number of formula units, that we'll see. 1 mole of same NaCl. Okay, now we are defining it in Avogadro number, that is always equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 formula units of NaCl. Okay, so if in the problem they have given the value in Avogadro number, then we can use this, or else if they have given gram formula mass, then we can use. Okay, so either of the one can be taken as mole concept of ionic compound or mole of ionic compound. So we can say NaCl is an ionic compound because it is containing Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, it always exists as Na plus and Cl minus. Due to containing two opposite charges, we can say it is a ionic compound. Understand? In the other way also we can define, that is, it is also equals to 1 mole of NaCl is also equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 Na plus ions and 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 chloride ions. What is this? This is Avogadro number. Here two types of ions are there, Na plus and Cl minus ions. It may also equals to the sum of these two ionic Avogadro numbers. Okay, that is about the mole concept of ionic compound. Now we'll see another important concept, that is empirical formula. So based on empirical formula, we have to solve numericals. Okay, problems are there for this empirical formula and molecular formula that we want to solve. Listen carefully what is empirical formula and molecular formula. So first we'll see the definition of empirical formula. So the empirical formula of a compound is the chemical formula. Empirical formula is nothing but its chemical formula, which expressed the simplest whole number ratio, of the atoms of various elements. Okay, it expressed the simple whole number ratio of the atoms. Okay, in a compound different types of atoms of various elements are present in one molecule of the compound. Okay, it always nothing but chemical formula. Empirical formula of a compound is known as chemical formula, which is expressed the simplest whole number ratio the simplest whole number ratio of atoms of various elements present in one molecule of the compound. If you take a compound, that compound is containing so many molecules. Okay, now here we are taking only one molecule. Within that molecule, number of atoms of various elements will be present. So whatever the simplest whole number ratio is obtained for such type of atoms of the various elements present in one molecule of the compound is known as empirical formula. This empirical formula is also known as chemical formula. Now we'll see the definition of molecular formula. Even molecular formula is also related to a compound. So the molecular formula of a compound is the chemical formula. Even it is also said to be a chemical formula of a compound, but which represents the true formula of its molecule. It represents the true formula of the molecule. It expresses the actual number of the atoms of various elements present in the molecule of the compound. So both are almost same. Here we have taken whole number ratio, but here in the place of whole number ratio we have taken actual number of atoms. Okay, that is about empirical formula and molecular formula. So molecular formula is also defined as the chemical formula, which represents about the true formula of the molecule. It expresses the total actual number of the atoms of the various elements present in the molecule of the compound. Okay, so definitions are not most important. The problems related to these two definitions are most important for 2 marks and 3 marks. Okay, now later we'll see about the problems related to this. Now we'll see how to represent this molecular formula. So molecular formula is always equals to n into empirical formula. N is an integer here. Okay, molecular formula is always equals to n into empirical formula. If you know empirical formula, by using that we can easily find out molecular formula whenever it is multiplied with the integer, that is n. And molecular mass is always equals to 2 into vapor density. Molecular mass is always equals to 2 into vapor density. If you know vapor density, by multiplying this vapor density with the 2, we will get the molecular mass. So these two formulas are used while solving the numericals. Okay, remember the formulas. So now we'll see empirical formula of glucose and molecular formula of glucose. Glucose is one of the compound. So that compound is containing so many atoms of various elements. Okay, so it is a compound. Glucose or sucrose or some other organic compound is a compound which contains atoms of various elements. Okay, molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. In the same manner, empirical formula. So empirical formula is not the actual formula. It can give the simplest whole number ratio of the atoms. Simplest whole number ratio of the atoms. But in molecular formula, we have to represent all the atoms and total atoms. Okay, that is why it is said to be true formula. But in empirical formula, need not to mention the true formula. Here we have to simplify. The simplest whole number ratio is known as empirical formula. See, 6 carbons are there, 6 oxygens are there, and 12 hydrogens are there. That means carbons and oxygens are present in the same number, whereas hydrogens are double than the carbon and oxygen. Okay, hydrogens are double than the carbons and oxygens. That's why it is indicated by CH2O. Here also simply or in the simple ratio we can represent. Okay, 1:2 ratio. Here carbon oxygens are in 1 ratio, hydrogens are in 2 ratio. So we can also represent that in a simple or simplest whole number ratio as C1H2O1. C1H2O1. That means carbons and oxygens are in 1 ratio, hydrogen is in 2 ratio. So instead of representing 1 after carbon and oxygen, we can also leave, it's not a problem. So simply we can also represent it as CH2O. So this is empirical formula. Empirical formula is not a true formula, only molecular formula is said to be the true formula. There we want to represent all the numbers of the atoms of various elements present in a molecule of the compound. But in empirical formula, we need to represent only simplest ratio of the atoms of various elements. Okay, that is the empirical formula and molecular formula. Now we'll see, it means, okay, what is the complete meaning of this empirical formula? Now we'll see. It means 1 carbon of carbon, okay, 1 carbon of carbon is present for every atom of oxygen and 2 atoms of hydrogens, because hydrogen is in double number than carbon and oxygen. Okay, hydrogen is in double number than carbon and oxygen. So 1 carbon atom is present for every 1 oxygen atom and for 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, now empirical formula mass. This is about empirical formula, that's it. This is empirical formula mass. Empirical formula mass of CH2O is carbon mass is 12 units plus hydrogen mass. Each hydrogen mass is 1. Okay, sorry, 2. So here 2 into 1, 2. Each hydrogen mass is 1. Totally 2 hydrogens are there. So 2 into 1 into oxygen atomic mass. What is oxygen atomic mass? That is 16. This is oxygen atomic mass, this is hydrogen atomic mass, and this is carbon atomic mass. If you combine or if you add all the atomic masses of atoms present in a molecule, it can give empirical formula of a molecule. Okay, for CH2O, empirical formula mass is atomic mass of carbon, atomic mass of hydrogen. If 2 hydrogens are there, 2 into 1 we have to write, because 1 is the atomic mass of hydrogen, and oxygen atomic mass, that is 16. After addition of all these, we will get the molecular empirical formula mass as 30 units. Okay, this is the empirical formula mass of CH2O, empirical formula mass of CH2O. Okay, so even we can calculate empirical formula mass. That is also important problem which can be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks. That is about empirical formula and molecular formula. Now we'll see limiting reactant or reagent. What is limiting reactant or reagent? Listen carefully. This is very important for 2 marks. Okay, very important for 2 marks concept. What is limiting reactant or limiting reagent? Okay, listen carefully. The amount of the product formed then depends upon the reactants. Which product has reacted completely? Okay, so amount of the product which is formed always depends on the reactant in which product has reacted completely. Understand? So if any reaction is taking place, reactants undergo reaction can give product. That means product formation is always depends upon the amount of the reactant which is completely reacted. The reactant is called limiting reagent or limiting reactant. The reactant is called limiting reagent or limiting reactant. So in another way also we can define this limiting reagent or limiting reactant. That is the reactant which is completely consumed in the reaction is called limiting reactant or reagent. Okay, this is very important definition for 2 marks. So whatever the reactant, so here we have taken 2 reactants. There is no rule that both the reactants should completely consume in the reaction. One can completely consumed, another one is not consumed. Okay, whatever the reactant which is completely consumed or that is utilized in a reaction for the formation of product, that is known as limiting reactant or limiting reagent. And one more reagent is there. The reactant which is not completely consumed in the reaction is called excess reactant. Okay, so in this case another reactant is not completely consumed in the reaction. This is not completely consumed in the reaction. That is called excess reagent. Listen carefully for the formation of product. Okay, so always product formation depends upon the reactant. Whatever the reactant completely involved in the reaction for the formation of product, that is known as limiting reagent or limiting reactant. In another way, so one more reactant or reagent what we have taken that is not completely consumed in the reaction, then that is known as excess reactant or excess reagent. That means still some amount of reactant is left over though the product is formed. That means this is not completely consumed in the reaction. That's why it is known as excess. Okay, that means it is in more amount. That is why it is known as excess reactant. So that is whatever I have explained in this video. Limiting reagent is very important for 2 marks, and the formulas what I have given, okay, and the expressions what we have to use to find out molecular formula, molecular mass, and empirical formula mass of different compounds. It's very important for solving problems and numericals related to molecular formula and empirical formula. Okay, so you just remember these formulas. Okay, if you remember these formulas, then it will be very useful while solving problems related to molecular formula and finding empirical formula for different types of organic compounds. So among molecular formula and empirical formula, which is true formula? Molecular formula, because in this molecular formula we can represent all the atoms of various elements present in a molecule, but in empirical formula we don't represent all the atoms of different elements. Okay, but we can represent the simplest ratio, whole number ratio of the different elements, atoms of the different elements. Okay, so that is about today's class. Tomorrow we'll continue the topic.